Welcome, Caleb's Basketball Pod. A lot to talk about in these past couple days of NBA playoffs. We've had some very exciting game twos, and we're looking forward to a game two tonight. That will be between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's start there. So we know Golden State took a 1-0 lead. Steph Curry left early first half. With him for the rest of the game. Now we know it's a strained hamstring. We know he's out at least a week. Reports are saying that it may be until Game 6 till we have a chance to see Stephen Curry out on the basketball court again. That's huge for Golden State, and it's huge for Minnesota too, because if you're the Wolves, you put up 88 points in Game 1. First off, you need a lot more offensive firepower, but if you're not getting that, you have a better chance to catch a Steph Curry-less Golden State Warriors than a Steph Curry Golden State Warriors. So that's an interesting series. Keep an eye on. As I said, Game 2 is tonight, and I just think we're in for should be a good game, but I'm interested to see how Golden State keeps up without their best player. We know Jimmy Butler can get it done, but Jimmy Butler has not had that great offensive output yet this postseason. So it may happen, or he may have been dependent on Steph Curry too much. I want to see if Jimmy Butler can go out and get it and at least keep the Warriors in this series until Steph Curry can come back. Because that's key. If you can stay in the series maybe 2-3 or something like that, or 2-2, and you get a shot for Stephen Curry in Game 5 or 6, hey, that's huge, and that's all you can ask for, because now it's the best of 3, and you have one of the best players on the planet in Stephen Curry. So I would say that is most definitely the game plan. I want to see how Anthony Edwards bounces back. I thought he struggled in Game 1. He saw a lot of different looks, a lot of different defenses. We know Steve Kerr's a very smart coach, so that's not really surprising, but I didn't think he was always aggressive as he could have been in that game, and I think that's something we'll see different tonight. I think tonight he's going to play with a lot more fire and aggression. Let's move on to our other Western Conference series. We have Oklahoma, Thunder, Denver. There's not a lot to talk about on Game 2. We know Game 1, and we talked about where Denver went into Oklahoma and stole one on the game-winning Aaron Gordon triple. Game 2 was just all Oklahoma, and I don't expect this series to happen like that. We saw that in Game 2 against the Clippers too. We saw Denver win a close Game 1. Then we saw Game 2, the Nuggets kind of came out slow out the gate, and the Clippers ended up opening the game up and kind of taking a big dominant lead and never really looked back. We saw that for Thunder. It was worse because Thunder's been a better team than the Clippers all year and one of the best all-around teams in the whole league. So I'm still expecting a competitive series. I still see it going 6 games, and I still see the Thunder walking away. But I think the games are going to be a lot closer than that last one. Last one turned into a blowout. I don't think we'll see many more games like that. I think it's going to be closer, and we get to see 2 of the best players on the planet in Shea and Jokic. It's going to be a fun series to watch. Let's jump over East. East, we have a surprise. A lot of people predicted Boston, Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's not out of the realm. It's just looking really low percentage chance of happening right now, because both Boston and Cleveland will go to their opposing teams' homes down 2-0. So you're in danger, both Boston and Cleveland's in danger, Boston with New York, Cleveland with Indiana, of being swept, because these are 2 games in your opposing team's territory, and you know they want to finish you. So let's start with that Cleveland-Indiana series. Cleveland controlled most of Game 2. We know they were without Garland, Mobley, DeAndre Hunter. None of that really matters, because the fact is you played good enough to control most of the game. You were supposed to finish this game. You did what everybody said, only the Bucks could lose this type of lead in the final minute. And then Cleveland turns around and does it too. That Pacers team don't quit. There's a lot of fight in those guys. There's a lot of hustle in those guys. And when you have them on the ropes, you just have to keep your foot on their neck. You can't let them up for air. And some very lazy passes, lazy turnovers. Donovan Mitchell needed help when it came down to it. And when it got really in the meat of the game, the late stages of the game, like there was nobody else that could hit the shot besides Donovan Mitchell. And that's unfortunate for how Cleveland's played, that just some of these guys just shriveled in the big moments. And rebounding seems to be a problem for Jared Allen in big moments of the game, and we saw that. We saw Indiana get a lot of clutch offensive rebounds that led to them getting that game-winning 3 from Tyrese Halliburton. So I think that's something else. You really have to box out your opponent, especially these free-throw rebounds. Free-throw rebounds should be the easiest to not allow happen, and somehow Indiana was getting them. It's a little weird to me on the scouting and how Indiana is going to play, and they're going to play with this energy. You have to match that. You have to be physical with Indiana, I believe, and you make them go away. You make them cower down. We saw Boston dismantle them in 4 last season. I do believe they've made strides and they're actually a better team this season. But the fact is, if you start playing physical with them, you start playing physical defense, they're not going to go away willingly, but they will start to go away. We aren't seeing that from Cleveland. We're seeing Indiana get wherever they want, shooting over 50% in both forced games. I need to see that Cleveland defense come out with more fight, more energy, more control. Indiana's side, I don't think you change anything you're doing. I really don't. I think you've stunned right now. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's not broke, it's working. Pressing Cleveland, it's working. You're getting turnovers, it's working. You're making other guys beat you. That's not Donovan Mitchell, and they're not doing it. So it's working. Of course, I believe it would be different if there's more players playing for Cleveland. But then even at that point, you're Indiana. You have to see if those guys are out of rhythm and make them beat you. Don't let it be Donovan Mitchell, because Mitchell's playing and he's there. Besides his 3-point shot, he's in rhythm. Make someone else beat you. That's what they're doing. Halliburton's been the guy in the clutch. That's working too. I don't think there's much Indiana needs fixed at this point. If Cleveland starts to figure some of this out, we know Rick Carlisle will make adjustments, and that'll be interesting to see. Now flipping over to the Boston-New York series. I just don't like that Boston's so content on living and dying by the 3, because of the fact is right now they're just dying by it. And this series, these 2 games in Boston, they are shooting historically bad from 3-point range. And there was a play where you saw, I believe it was Drew Holiday on a fast, no, it was Derek White on a fast break, pull up for 3. He missed, rebound comes out, Drew Holiday gets it. Drew Holiday steps back, takes a 3. On both of these, so I just want to stop it there on that play. Both of these, you're on a fast break, Derek White, you have a lane, get to the basket, get some contact or finish, easy 2. No, you stop and you take a 3, you miss. Drew Holiday, you get the offensive rebound, defenses are set, out of place, another open lane, get to the basket, score an easy 2. Nope, he steps back, he shoots a 3. That's not even necessarily Drew Holiday's game. Another offensive rebound goes out to Jaylen Brown, who finally hits for 3. But I point out that play, that possession, because that just shows you where Boston's head at. Boston's head is at. It's not on getting the best shot. It's on making 3s. And I think basketball, when it's simple and it's played at its best and it's simpler than it's complicated, comes down to just getting the best shot for your team. Sorting out 3-pointers is not the best shot for your team. I think you can get better shot selection than that if you're anyone. We're seeing Tatum be off. Tatum's been bad in the clutch, and he's supposed to be your guy. Jaylen Brown got the ball stole from him in Game 1 by Mikal. Then Mikal did the same thing to Tatum in Game 2. We're just seeing New York play with more grit and grind, and we're seeing the Celtics settle for too many 3s. Celtics, I've said it before, you play physical for Celtics, you make the game nasty. We're seeing that. We're seeing Boston's legs look tired. We're seeing New York take advantage, keep the physical pressure on, and we're seeing New York take 2 games in Boston, and much like Cleveland, Boston is in serious trouble of being swept. And it goes from the expectation of before the Eastern Conference playoffs started, Cleveland, Boston in the conference finals, to you were very close to seeing Indiana and New York in the conference finals, which is a rematch from the second round of last year's playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how those play out too. We'll stay updated on it. We'll get another episode tomorrow where we'll talk about the Wolves Golden State Warriors game. Should be interesting tonight. And we'll go from there. We'll see what goes down over the weekend. We'll talk about that too. And yeah, just stay tuned. I said it before the playoffs started, and it's coming true. We're getting the most competitive NBA playoffs we've seen in years, and it's fun. It's fun to watch. So stay tuned, keep watching. I'll keep you guys updated, tell you guys key plays, key matchups, everything to watch for, and just stay tuned. Keep it locked here on Caleb's Basketball Pod.